Elenor, welcome to the
Thank you very much.
Goblin Guest Hour.
So I'm Em, otherwise known as Eleanor. I have got 3 books out at the moment. So I've got Falling for the CEO, which is a kind of cozy office romance. It's got all the green flags you want with a bloke, because they often come with a carnival of red flags, which I personally love reading. But when I started writing this, I never thought I was going to publish it, if I'm honest. I just started writing because it was after we had our second kid. And I was like, babies sleep a lot. So what do I do with my time? So yeah, I was like, right, I'll just tap away. And it just kind of grew and grew. And we have Gavin and Jess in Falling for the CEO, which is just my baby book and I love it. We've got Falling with Kira, which was actually meant to be a newsletter piece. It was only going to be about 2,000 words, but Kira and Ed just flew with it. And I was like, well, the characters pop into my head and they just type away. And that became a book. So that's how Kira and Ed came about. And that is a kind of chance romance, friends to lovers vibe. And then I wanted to end it with Falling for Red, which is the best mate from the first book. And playboy guy, never going to settle down, happens to see this girl in a bar one night, kind of a rescuer complex, because he's like, she doesn't look comfortable, something's not right. And he becomes obsessed with her. He can't stop thinking about her, but he's a golden retriever kind of MC. So he will do anything for her, walk over coals for her. Those are my 3 books at the moment.
That is an amazing summary, and as someone that's read only 1 out of the 3, I'm dying to read the other 2, because out of all of the romance books I've read, your characters are the most well-rounded. You can I think I messaged you about it, but you can see that you've done the research, and it's not just like, oh, throw this in for a bit of diversity. It's actually fully fledged around the character, and I really appreciate that as a diabetic girly.
Well, a lot of it is personal experience, so it was, we're not represented in books, especially with hormone issues. So yeah, it was like, let's go. We're getting a bit of this in there. Because all of my books have a little bit of me in, whether it's my humour, personality, issues. I mean, there's many of them up here, so I've got a lot of material.
And what made you want to do the indie route specifically? Did you ever consider any other routes of publishing, or was that?
I'll be honest, I never considered publishing at all. When we moved from Kent back up to Derbyshire, a friend introduced me to her author friend, and she's like, oh, you'd really like her, you get on with her. She's like, right, so you're going to publish your book then? I was like, no. She went, no, you're going to publish your book. And she is an indie author herself and told me all about it. She told me the pros and cons of indie author life and the pros and cons of trad life. And I'm like, I don't want to lose any aspect of my voice. That's important to me. The characters come out as they are, and that's the voice they need to have. I think if it got tweaked in any way, it just wouldn't sound like them. I can write my spicy romances when they're at school, and then I switch to kids' books when they're off on the summer holidays.
I love that. And wait, you write kids' books as well?
I do. I write kids' books as well under a completely different name for obvious reasons. 3 books and a journal under my kids' name, which is Ella D. Peters. I'm just terrible at marketing, so that side kind of sits very quiet.
So like opposite ends of a spectrum. Is it difficult to switch between the genres?
It's like switching characters. If you're playing a game and you switch characters, that's basically what my head's like.
Romance books come first, or the children's books come first?
Romance books came first. And then when my eldest was, how long have I published? It's a good couple of years ago, because both my girls are adopted. The eldest wanted to help kids understand adoption, but you've got to really break it down, because it's quite complicated. And she wanted to get her story out there. So we developed a really simple version of her story and how she wanted a little sister. So it is about my girls, my first kids book.
Really, really cool. And to be able to do that with your daughter as well, I think that's something so special that a lot of people will never be able to experience. What's the biggest thing you've learned doing the indie author publishing? Is it something practical? Is it something about yourself? Like, what would you say that biggest lesson might be?
I think it's a bit of both. So practical wise, like my writing has developed massively. And like my editor's been a massive part of that journey. And, you know, friends who have given me feedback and my confidence levels as well. You can feel it coming through with like the more books you read. Actually being able to put yourself out there is absolutely terrifying. And putting your work out there for people to read and judge, and you think, oh my God, it's terrible. And then the imposter syndrome kicks in. But I mean, my cousin's a big part of why I'm doing author events, because I was like, I'm not good enough for that. I'm not. And then she very literally gave me a boot up the backside and said, you're going to apply for these events. And I've never looked back.
Because regardless of where you're up to in that journey, imposter syndrome will always come and get us. It likes just like rear its little head, doesn't it, sometimes? Where else do you get your inspiration from?
Honestly, everywhere. My brain conjures up so much, it's difficult to keep up.
I thought I was the only person that abused my loved ones with voice notes of ideas.
Falling series would be the little smiley face with the hearts around it. That emoji, chili, because there is a bit of spice in there.
I'm pretty sure there was an old man sat behind me tutting, he must have looked over my shoulder. But
CEO is Curvy Girl FMC, which is like massive at the minute for representation. We love being in books because we deserve good sex too. I actually have my trope cards.
You have trope cards? You're so organised.
I do. Well, it's because my brain is rubbish at events and I can never remember what to say about my books. So we've got office romance. There's always humour and spice in all of my books. Self-discovery runs through quite a lot of them. Like really, like no one loses power in my books. But chance romance, brooding MMCs, found family. We love a found family. I mentioned my golden retriever, feisty FMCs. Oh, and Kira is also will stab you in the eye if you try and steal her pasta FMC. I don't really know how to categorise that yet, but...
Are we allowed to talk about the new book?
We can talk about it. So the new book is called The Ink Beneath. It's part of a 4-book series.
I think within 2 seconds of you talking about this book, you got 2 immediate yeses in the chat. So the switch to this like slightly darker kind of vibe.
I love reading dark romance. It is my kind of, can we say dark romance is a comfort read? It's
yes.
Yeah, so it is a comfort read. I love mafia. I love masks. I love men who are full on dominating and will tell you what to do and will call you a good girl. I'm here for it. So yes. I write what I love.
I love that you're drawing inspiration from what you enjoy reading, because sometimes you enjoy reading but then you don't want to connect it to your own creativity, but I feel like everything influences one another, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you had me at it's like Dexter and I was like, okay, what's the release date for this again? Just for anyone in the chat that's like, they're looking like this, I can see them like meerkats.
Hang on. 12th of June I'm releasing it for, so then I'm going to be at Scribefest at the end of June, which will be like the first official event it's going to be at. So I'm hoping it'll be quite a popular book.
I already know one that's going to sell on that day, and it's going to be me. If anyone hasn't heard of Scribefest, it's an indie author event happening in Northampton on the 28th of June.
Yeah, 28th. I say I'm only doing 6 this year. Leeds in February, and then York in March. Scribefest in June. I'm at Literary Escape in York in August, and Indie Love Wales in October. So I'll be in Swansea. It can be similar, but you're not competing against each other because it's your voice in your book. Bring to life, definitely not for PG purposes at all.
No.
Ed, 100%. If you read your book, you'll know why. Lucas in the new one for a very, very similar reason. And Nat touched on it last week. Book hangovers, like book event hangovers. Oh, they are real. So for anyone who hasn't done a book event yet, give yourself a day or 2 afterwards, because it is brilliant to do them, but give yourself a day or 2 afterwards, because I mean, even if you're traveling, It is tiring. Bookish hot takes. Buy all the books. I don't believe in book bans. I've tried them, they don't work. I mean, we talked about it before, but support networks, whether you're a reader, a writer, just an absolute lover of indies, surround yourself with the like-minded people. It makes everything better. It brightens your day, no matter what's happening.
Like, specifically the Indie Author Club over the past few weeks. Just being able to go in that chat and see you guys all like chatting and we're all sharing things, and it's been so nice as someone that's been going through stuff personally, just to have that as like a safe space to be like, we could just chat about anything, and it's there. And I find community is always going to be really helpful.
These are my books.
You got any like one like piece of advice that you would give anyone starting out on their journey?
Do what you love. The minute you start writing for readers, you lose your voice. I tried that and I scrapped it. And try and find yourself a network.
Well, Katie, of the many books you've written, do you have a favourite or quotable line? That's a lot of pressure.
It is, because I'm also terrible at remembering them. So with my brain, I will write my book and then it's out. And I actually started reading Falling for the CEO to try and find something, and I got really into it and went, this is a really good story, and then realised it was mine. I'm not walking off a plane in Barbados sweating like a nun in a cucumber field. One of my favourite lines from Red is a kiss that could make me catch something I swore I wouldn't again, but I fear it may be too late.
I love that you sat there reading your own book and thought, this is mint. Like, that's just a sign that you're such a good writer that you're like, yeah, this is sick. Who wrote it? And you're like, me?